Too many days in the darkness.
You know that at our core value, we want our clients to enjoy life. We've now landed up in a place where we're enjoying our lives, but it hasn't just happened overnight. There's been a journey and there's been a struggle. You know, where did Mubeen start? Where did your passion for fitness start? What have you gone through?
From a very young age, I have had a drive to want to help people. And I'm not sure if it's in my genes, because my mom is a nurse. My dad was heavily involved in community outreach and in apartheid, even part of like the struggle by extension. We've always been a family that has done community work. I tell my wife, and I always used to tell her, from a very young age, I had the sense of purpose that I came into the world to do something and to help people. In life, I found that it was all about trying to find the way in which I would want to help people. You know, intrinsically, it is in me. In terms of my journey, I discovered fitness at the age of 13, as most people did in the 80s, 90s, with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all of those kind of things. Those were my heroes. I remember going up to a jungle gym and doing pull-ups and chin-ups. And, you know, that is my foray into the fitness industry at that young age. I even made my own weights out of water bottles, like real, you know, nitty-gritty kind of vibe, because my parents wouldn't send me to a gym at that young age. Eventually, I convinced them that, you know, I really wanted to train. And they saw I was really serious about it and got me a gym membership at a little, you know, mom and pop gym around the corner. And that is my starting of my love affair with fitness. From that point, you saw the muscular guys in the gym, and bodybuilding became, because of Arnold and so on, you know, bodybuilding became the path that I wanted to take. That, and also I was involved in theater and so on. And I just thought, you know, at my life, I wanted to emulate Arnold. I wanted to go to LA, and I didn't want to be a waiter and be relying on some restaurateur to tell me when I can and can't go for auditions. So I thought, okay, I'll be a PT and a trainer, and, you know, I could do the acting thing and audition. And if that didn't work out, hey, I could be trainer to the stars, kind of a vibe, right? At 20 years old, life changed for me drastically. I'd been a very, very active person up until that point. And I had a motor vehicle accident where I broke my neck. I broke C2, which is the second vertebrae, which is the one that allows you to look right and left. I was temporarily paralyzed, and I was hospitalized for 32 days on cranial traction. And if you know what cranial traction is, I don't know if you know what that is, but essentially I wear these, I don't know if you can see it through the hair, but
Yeah, I can see your scars.
yeah, I wear those scars with pride, because that's where they drilled bolts into my head in order to take the pressure off my fracture, right? So that it didn't move, and so that I didn't end up a paraplegic. And today we might have been sitting here talking through a, you know, one of those robotic devices to assist me to talk to you. And that kind of messed up my life, or so I thought. But in actual fact, it was leading me to where I needed to be. Because had I been that actor slash personal trainer to the stars, whatever you want to call it, I don't think I would have had the level of empathy that I gained. You know, when you live in a bed for 24 hours a day, you have to urinate in bottles, you have to, you know, go to the bathroom in the bed, you don't bath, you are reliant on everyone else to do things for you. It sort of brings you down to earth. It doesn't matter how much muscle you had, it doesn't matter how good looking you were, how much money you had. In that time, in that moment, everything is taken from you, and you start realizing the true value of life. I grew a lot in that bed in those days. I experienced pain like I never experienced before. It took me 6 years of rehab to actually get to a place where I could stop using prescription medication, which I had become addicted to over the 6 years. So my battles started out physical and then became physiological with regards to the addiction, to the painkillers, to prescription drugs, to what, in fact, to any drug that I could get my hands on. Because when you're living in pain, it truly changes you as a person. People don't understand how much having some kind of disease that causes pain, be it cancer, be it a lower back issue, they don't realize how much it changes your personality. And still to be able to put on a smile every day, it becomes a real challenge when you just want to snap at people, you know. Through that journey, I found my calling.
There was something you said to me that was quite profound when I first met you and you were telling me about your story. You said to me that when you were lying in your bed and you didn't have that physical strength and those things that is often relatable to a man, and you said to me that you learned in that bed what it means to be a man. Talk to me a little bit more about that.
In this world of toxic masculinity and all of these things, we equate our macho brute strength to being men and how good we might look in a shirt or not look in a shirt and so on. So I'd lost every single cell of muscle that I'd grown in however many years I had accrued them up until that point. All my carers were female. You start realizing that women they're the rock of the world, right? I'd fallen in love with my now wife while in the hospital. She managed to get me through that. And then, so that experience of being surrounded by women and also your own masculinity in terms of strength and all of these things that like I said, I was an athlete in every aspect. I played multiple sports at a high level as well, right? So to go from that to nothing, to when the first time you stand up, when they release you from bed, you actually can't walk, you fall over. You can't stand up actually. The sheer pain that goes with that, of having to retrain all of those neural pathways and muscles, it educates you. It educates you as to what's important in life. And the thing that I discovered that was important in life, that sense of being a man, for me, is empathy. It's being able to put myself in your shoes. Whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? But being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes for me, and being able to, that's how I try and find solutions for my clients. Little did I know that actually all of that pain and all of that suffering was actually leading me towards what I had said to you in the beginning, that I felt like my life's goal was to help people.